Hi, so I'm responding to Alexis Lee's post about school nurses and how important they are. I like the fact that you brought up how some school districts have one nurse for an entire school. There was a time when I lived, in New Jersey, and that would have seemed crazy to me when I was younger in elementary school, and I thought it was so important to have a school nurse. And I didn't actually realize how important it was until I switched schools, and I ended up going um, more towards the Midwest, and they don't even have school nurses. So that was a really big shocker, and I remember feeling how that affected me. Like, oh, you have a migraine, well, you can go home, you can call your mother, but there's no school nurse, there's nobody to um, go to, like, in the building. And I don't think that should be how it is. I think there should always be that option. It's completely the school's responsibility to make sure that everything's okay. They bring all these kids there, and they provide this environment where you're supposed to get an education, and you're supposed to be able to, kind of grow up. And I mean, you spend most of your time there. So if they can't pay attention, which I know is hard because there's a lot of kids, but if they can't pay attention to their students' well-being, or if kids are showing up in the nurse's office and then later that kid, say, has a school shooting or whatever, um, there should be someone there to notice signs, to be looking out for specific mental health signals, all the time, always. I don't think that the regular assessment would help the way that you said it would, just because I have switched schools a lot, and every single one of them asks you, what's your goal here? What do you want to do with this? Why? What do you hope to get out of this? What do you want to be when you grow up? What blah blah blah. And they all kind of ask you things, and it's really easy to kind of bullshit them and just say whatever they want to hear and walk out of their office. I think it has to come from an assessment when the child's not expecting. Talking to the school nurse or talking to someone you feel comfortable with is much different than being interrogated. I feel like kids would be more willing to share when they don't know they're technically being interrogated. So I hope that more schools have nurses, and we don't have one per district. There should be one for every building. It should be mandatory, and I wish that people would see exactly how important this is.